jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Once again, we back at it. WCS on the Boulevard. Salute to the supporters in the building. What is good, man? We almost through this week. Thursday on deck, man. Shout out to everyone that's in the workforce out here getting it in, making a living. Shout out to those who are just trying to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the real content creators that's out here putting out, you know what I'm saying, informative information. Of course, today, we're going to talk about a little bit of mixed martial arts and also boxing. I'm going to start off with the boxing, okay? I want to start off with the boxing because it has a lot to do with, once again, the hocus pocus and how they always switching things up. Mr. Pat's on deck. What's good? King Mitch on deck. Yasser on deck. Salute. Big Blunts and boxing on deck. So appreciate everyone that's pulling up early, man. You know what I'm saying? To check out the damn channel and support me. Hey, do me a favor and hit the like button. It's essential that you take it in consideration. All right? So as you already know, right? Stemming from the outcome when it came from Artur Beterbiev defeating Joe Smith, right? He picked up that WBO strap, light heavyweight. And with that, he further unified, extended his unification to 3 belts. The WBC, IBF, and the WBO. Once again, the WBC, IBF, and the WBO. Now, of course, like a lot of us in boxing, we're waiting to see what is going to happen next because he had to have a little minor operation. But for those of us that was in the building, like myself, Shaw News, and some other media, we had an opportunity to see Anthony Yarde at the fight. We had an opportunity to see him at the weigh-ins. So when we approached him and addressed like, hey, what's going on? You know, what you here for? You scouting? And he made it perfectly clear. No, I ain't scouting. I'm next. So he said, okay, I'm going to put the word out there. I'm next. So we're thinking, after seeing that performance with Joe Smith, you know, we're pretty much scrambling. We're coming up with our own little scenarios. Okay, how Anthony Yarde do, you know, versus Beterbiev and that performance against Smith and all that. I get it. Because everybody in their right mind know that's going to be a tough fight for Anthony Yarde. That is going to be a tough fight for this man. Let's look at Anthony Yarde. All right? I need to share a screen for this. You know what I'm saying? I need to share screen for this. It's very important that I share screen for this. We need to take a look at something that's very important. Like I always mention to people, right? You know what I'm saying? You always mention to people. This is the format of boxing. Anthony Yarde, 22 victories in, 2 defeats, 21 knockouts now. 21 knockouts, y'all. That's pretty impressive, right? 21 knockouts. So if you stroll down, his next opponent would be Stefani Korikov. We'll get back to him. Let's get back to this Lyndon Arthur, 4th round KO stoppage, December 2021. All right? Alex Pereira, KO, August 2021. But as I just mentioned, Lyndon Arthur, who he rematched and stopped in the 4th round, he took a loss to. Arthur was 17-0 at the time, right? So peep this out. Let me go to Lyndon Arthur. Now, Anthony Yarde wasn't supposed to take that L like that. But let's go visit the British fighter, Arthur, Lyndon Arthur. So let's stroll down here, and you're going to see, I'm getting to something. You know, I'm getting to something. I'm painting this motherfucker. You know, I'm playing around, putting a recipe together. Now, take a look at his resume, y'all. All right? He has Anthony Yarde on there as one of his more significant oppositions, all right? Anthony Yarde is on there, and he got a win over Anthony Yarde. You know what I'm saying? He got a win over Anthony Yarde. Now, we ain't talking about the rematch, but we're talking about this right here. This fight right here in December 2020. He has a win over Anthony Yarde, right? I want you to pay close attention, people. Look at the flag where these fights was at. Check it out. Boom, boom, boom. He wasn't supposed to lose this fight. He wasn't supposed to lose this fight. This guy, Arthur, if you're getting to where I'm going with this, right? Lyndon Arthur, majority of his fights was in the UK. Across the pond, when you say. It's not a bunch of rubbish. His fights was in the UK. You can see for yourself. Look at this. All his fights. Anthony Yarde wasn't supposed to take that loss, man. He wasn't supposed to take that loss. He's supposed to be separating himself from these guys right now. True? Okay. All right. Y'all still with me? Now peep this out. This is where it's going to get a little tricky. You feel me? This is where it's going to get a little tricky. Now, Anthony Yarde, once again, UK, you know what I'm saying? He switched it up every now and then. But majority, he had one at Arlington Stadium in the US. Mostly over there across the pond. You know what I mean? So let's go once again to his upcoming opponent, Stephanie Korkov. Because it's very, very important to put out the fine details on how something may look, you know what I'm saying, look like it's easy work, but it's not. Look at Stephanie Korkov, man. When we talking about Lyndon Arthur, majority of his fights in the UK. This guy's 14 victories in, 1 defeat, 12 KOs. You saying to yourself, God damn it, WCS, man, you put him and Artur Beterbiev on the thumbnail. I sure enough did. Because that was supposed to be his next fight. And the only reason that fight is not happening next because of Beterbiev's operation. So in the meantime, oh my goodness, Anthony Yarde is finding himself back in the same position he had when he fought Lyndon Arthur. He's fighting a Bulgarian fighter who resides in Germany. And if you don't take a look at this right here, look at that right there. What color flags do you see, people? All of these guys, all of this guy fights have been where? In Germany. Resemblance? Yes, very, very mirror image of when he took his loss against Artur, Lyndon Arthur. You know what I'm saying? Most of his fights was in, the UK, and this guy, most of his fights was in Germany. Now, this is a fight that's just supposed to have championship implications. We know damn well we're not expecting Stephanie to win this fight against Anthony Yarde. This is a fight for him to dress up nice, you know what I'm saying, go in there and show out, give the fans some entertainment, and then his next fight in 23 will be that of Artur Beterbiev. Okay? This is the implications of this fight. Now, goddamn it, we are not sitting up here playing ourselves thinking that Stephanie is the one that we want to see stepping in the ring with Beterbiev. If Stephanie defeats Yarde, he'll never see that damn belt. He'll never see that championship because the fight ain't going to be worth anything. Even off the back and the strength of Anthony Yarde's win, it's not going to happen. But for Anthony Yarde, he has to go in here and prove that he's levels above these guys that they try to give him, who really haven't stepped outside the footprint, their residential footprint, y'all. He has to prove that he can go in here and dust them off. He has to. If he doesn't, man, it's going to look all bad for him, bro. It's going to look extremely bad. He took that L against Lyndon Arthur, and then he rematched him, stopped him in the 4th round. And his coach was like, hey, you know, he just had some stuff going on here and there. But like I said, when I talked to Dan Yarde had told me that he had to get a different set of eyes, this, that, and the other. There should be no excuses with this guy, cough, cough. Stuff funny. No excuses. He set the fight this weekend. And let's see what happened. You know what I'm saying? November 19th, it's going down. It's going down across the pond. 22-2 versus a 14-1. We already know boxing sometimes can give us shockers like it did when Yarde took that loss against Arthur. Let's hope it doesn't repeat itself, okay? Let's hope it doesn't repeat itself, because this allows him the opportunity to step in there with a beast, a unified light heavyweight beast in Arthur Beterbiev, and prove that he can stomp with the big dogs. That's what we're trying to find out with Anthony Yarde. Can he stomp with a big dog like freaking Dmitry Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev? Because every time I mention that matchup to people, they don't even respond in words, man. They say, what? Hold up. What did you just say again? I said, what do you think about Anthony Yarde in there with Arthur Beterbiev? No, hold on. You said who again? What was the first name you meant? Anthony Yarde in there against Beterbiev? Shit. He gonna get destroyed. People don't give him a chance. People are not giving him a chance. I'm not saying I don't give him a chance, but he's got to come in there with something different than what Marcus Brown had, man. He has to come in there with something different than what Joe Smith presented. He has to. Y'all know I'm not bullshitting on that. You know I'm not bullshitting, man. He has to come in there with something absolutely different when it comes to his offensive strategy, bro. We here. What's good? Mr. Pat said, Lyndon Arthur is no bueno. Speaking of Bulgarian, I hate Bulgarian language. They get you right though. This dude saying he hate exercises that belongs to Bulgaria. Miss tripping, man. Captain Chaos on deck. What's good with it, bro? Salute to the wild dog in the building, man. Stickin' boys, salute, man. Salute WCS checking in while working. Salute to you. Appreciate you, man. Everyone who's at work, man. Appreciate y'all. But that's the dilemma I got right here. So when I see Yarde, man, cool cat, man. Really, I don't have nothing bad to say about Yarde, man. Real talk. Cool dude. One of the coolest in the games. But when it comes to boxing, we're not going off how cool you are. You know what I'm saying? How smooth you are. Unless it's with the hands inside the square. And I seen Beterbiev. I seen his mayhem, his type of chaos. I'm curious to know if Yarde has what it takes to put up enough resistance to get the win over Beterbiev. That's gonna be a 12-round fight. You know what I'm saying? That's for everything. Beterbiev is cut from a different fabric. It's no pussy in freaking Beterbiev. None. It's none, bro. Dude is a beast. So we'll see what Yarde's talking about, man. We'll see how he looked this weekend, and then we'll talk from there. All right? You know, we'll talk from there, man. But the last time he went in there with the fighter who had majority of his fights in the UK, and he had an undefeated record, it didn't fare well for freaking Yarde. It didn't fare well at all, bro. It didn't fare well at all. So let's talk about the big deal. Israel Adesanya, right? Let me get to my guy Israel Adesanya. Shout out to Israel Adesanya. Look, the day that I did not bet against Israel, like, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Look, I'm gonna be honest. Man. I've been betting against Israel Adesanya. I've been betting against Israel Adesanya since October 2019 when he stepped in there against Robert Whittaker, bro. I said, no, man, Adesanya ain't winning this fight, man. Robert Whittaker's way more experienced. Plus, he's a professional athlete outside that, a rugby player. I said, shit, it's not happening, bro. It's not happening. I betted against Israel Adesanya ever since the Robert Whittaker fight in October 2019. Listen to me, people. Listen. It wasn't out of malice. Real talk. It was genuinely, I didn't think he would even make it to the championship without taking an L. You know what I'm saying? So once he got to the front door, I said, all right, let's see what he does when he's in the house, man. When he's in Robert Whittaker's house, because Robert Whittaker was the champion, right? Boom. He beats him. Then I said, okay, Yoel Romero. Hell no, man. He ain't fucking with Yoel Romero. Too lanky, not enough experience. He beats Yoel Romero, y'all. Okay, Paulo Costa come up here. This motherfucker balloon up to damn near 230 in between fights and damn cut down weight to compete at 185. Shredded. He called it the secret juice. Shredded. He gets stopped in the second round. Now, I must remind you that in mixed martial arts, man, every round is 5 minutes. And you fighting for a title, you going 5 rounds. So Adesanya is in 5-round fights right now. 5-round fights. So my respect level is going up. I said, okay, but I'm still betting against him. Boom, he steps in there and tries to go up to 205 and face that beast Juan Blachowicz at the time, right? He loses via unanimous decision. Blachowicz decided to use his weight the right way, and he was able to get in and get some takedowns, you know what I'm saying, and really use his size advantage to his benefit. So he goes to Marvin Vettori, right? I say, okay, Marvin Vettori should have done enough from the first fight that they had back in 2018, where he actually lost via split decision. So I say, God damn it, I'm betting against damn Adesanya once again, man. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? He's going to this Marvin Vettori who pretty much he lost a split decision. Izzy goes in there and wins unanimous decision. I said, God damn it, Robert Whittaker up next. Man, he gonna get it done. He gonna get his belt back in the rematch, no doubt about it. If no ifs, ands, but let's get it. Robert Whittaker goes in and lose via unanimous decision. What? Oh my God, dog. Okay, Jared Cannonier. I'm not too sold on this guy, but I know he used to compete at a heavier weight class. I said he's gonna have a size advantage, strength. Dude can bang. He got some punching power. Let's go get it. He goes in there and act like he was starstruck the whole motherfucking time. I said, shit. If I've been betting against Adesanya since 2019 for like 7 motherfucking fights now, I think Alex Pereira is the fight that I need to vote for him. I need to bet with him. I said, this is the opportune time. I'm good. So I head into this fight. I said, nah, no way. You know what I'm saying? No matter what they had in the kickboxing arena, this is the cage. Adesanya has so many championship rounds under his belt inside this cage. It's no way that Alex Pereira is going to come in here and defeat Adesanya, the style bender. Man, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He knocked him out in the kickboxing arena. That's a neighboring combat sport. If I don't be... God damn, man. Your fight's going. I said, okay, shit, I can get one right. All right, cool. I don't feel so bad now. Adesanya won the majority of the fight. They had back and forth exchanges, you know. And then I felt that Adesanya chose to, you know, take it to the canvas, take it to the ground, put in some work. I said, okay, this is going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? He should be smart enough to know how to finish this fight. Play it safe, but don't play it scared. And he ended up getting scared right at the wrong moment. And freaking Pereira came over there and landed that damn right hand. And then that left hook. Jick it! Jick it! And then goddamn Adesanya said, but I'm the style bender. Pereira said, I'm about to bend your head. Blow! Pick, pick, pick! Pop, pop, pop! I couldn't believe my eyes. The first time I actually, I was right all along. See, when I go off my instinct, I'm golden. You know what I'm saying? When I'm wrong, I'm right. And when I think I'm right, I might be wrong, but I'm still right. I was like, God damn, dog, I'm good. I finally betted on Adesanya, man, and I'm going to win this motherfucker. But nope, Alex Pereira shut that shit down in the 5th round, man. I was just, oh my God. So he loses, right? Not only do he loses for the first time in the middleweight division since he's been there, but he takes his second loss in the UFC. And then the day after, when he leaves, okay, during the process while he's leaving, you know, he have fans and everything that gives you this, that, and the other. You know, hey, we love you, Izzy. We love you, Izzy, blah, 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 right? So he's set to leave the next day to go to JFK. Anybody who's been to NYC, you know what JFK's at. So he goes up in there and he has some contraband on him. All right? Even when you're leaving. You still got to get checked. You're leaving. You know what I'm saying? To get on the flight. So it's only so many things you can take on the flight. Why? Because of 911, 9/11. You know what I'm saying? Both of those was a date of emergency where the world was just placed on our heels. We was placed in a submission. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of areas we had no choice but to tap out. It was a lot going on in that terrorist attack, right? So he goes in there and gets his bags checked. They go through TSA and they pull him to the side and find some contraband in his freaking luggage. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what is this contraband? Well, a fan allegedly provided him with some brass knuckles. And you know damn well you can't take no brass knuckles on no flight after what we experienced and the new rules and all that, right? So he was detained for having something like that was illegal. So most of the time, unless it's something just crazy, you know what I'm saying, they will provide you the option to dispose of it. And being that a fan gave him some brass knuckles and he said he put it in his luggage, I don't know, man. He might have been just not thinking. His thought process might have just been off a little bit, like paying attention that's illegal. I have to go through TSA when I'm leaving. I guess they provided him the option to dispose of it, and it was disposed of. The good thing, okay, I'm going to tell you this, that you can have it in your check-on luggage, your check-in, you know, the luggage that you checked in, your check-on luggage, right? You can put it in there, but you can't have it in your carry-on luggage. So if he would have put it in his bag, he would have been just fine. On his way to wherever he's going, he would have picked it up on the distant end. But in this case, he had it on his damn carry-on luggage. They pulled him to the side, and he was arrested and then let go. That's per the article of MMA Junkie. And, you know, I was saying to myself, damn, you know what I'm saying? Izzy's freaking, you know, in some type of trouble. And then I read the article. I said, okay, cool. He don't need nothing else. He's good. Let me check what's going on over here in the chat. Appreciate everyone in the building, man. Hit the like button for me. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button for me. So shout out to Team Adesanya. Like I said before, man, I was just being honest. You know, when it came to my selection process, I thought I was on point. You know what I'm saying? I was going to stay the course. I said, you know what? I keep being so wrong with Izzy. I said, man, I don't think he's going to win that fight all the way up. For 7 fights, bro, I don't think he's going to win this fight. So the fight I believe he's going to win, excluding the history. He loses. I would have been right. But he loses, man. He lost. Shit. I said, I should just stay where I was before. I was absolutely right, but I was wrong. When I was wrong in this particular fight, I would have been right. For 7 times prior to, I was wrong, but I was right. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Shout out to Alex Pereira. Man, coach on deck, man. New media today, USA Boxing. What's good with it, coach? Man, the guy who beat Israel twice just has his number, fam. Simple as that. He did, didn't he? And that's unfortunate. You know, when people just have your number. Like, speaking of that, coach, that takes me back to John Jones and Daniel Cormier. It just had his number. You know what I'm saying? John Jones had DC's number. So much to the fact that DC was crying post-fight with Joe Rogan. And he was like, damn, I guess there's no robbery when you lost 0-2. But John Jones, you know, he popped positive. They end up making a no contest. It's just certain fighters that have your number. You know what I'm saying? You're certain, like rivals, they have your number. You know what I'm saying? They have your number. So you have to look at it. For that, Tyson Fury had Deontay Wilder's number. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've had historic rivalries where we could say, okay, so-and-so had their number. They came out on top. Kudos. But in mixed martial arts, will we even see a rivalry? Like, we can say that Alex Pereira has his number in combat sport alone, the art of war. He has his number because he's defeated him in 2 different combat sports now. Not just defeated him, people. He's knocked them out. He's knocked them out. Not just defeated, bro. He stopped them. And that's the biggest part of it, right? That will Dana White match him up again, because Dana has no problem with matching these cats up again to basically, you know, participate in transforming this. You know what I'm saying? Can I transform this into a rivalry? Can we make some big money off this? Yeah, because you have something that's going on here. You have a history. And now you have that history right here, front and center in the UFC. You had a history in kickboxing. Now you have the first win taking place. I've heard rumor mill that Alex may retire. He doesn't want to stay in the game like that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know, will it be a rivalry? I don't know. I don't know if people are sold on this being a rivalry. I think Adesanya will really want to try to get his belt back. I mean, just take a look at who he gave a rematch to. You know what I'm saying? He gave a rematch to damn Marvin Vettori, you know, and also he gave a rematch to damn Robert Whittaker. You know what I'm saying? The former champion. Would he get a rematch to Alex Pereira, or will Alex Pereira give him a rematch? We have to see. Just like the situation with his countrymen, Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards. I'm definitely sure that they're going to have a rematch. And shout out to Kamaru Usman. He was just in, you know, one of Coach's favorite movies, his hashtag, the Wakandans. You know what I'm saying? Kamaru Usman had his cameo appearance, you know, in Black Panther, bro. And that's good shit when it comes to fighters. They had this damn, you know, cameo appearance. I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty cool. But as far as the trilogy aspect goes, not every trilogy live up to the hype. Just like Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor clearly beat Dustin Poirier in their first fight early in the UFC career. And then, as of recent, Dustin Poirier, I like this about the UFC. He beat him twice. I love it. That's a trilogy. Done. Over. Get out of here. Done. Get up out of here. So we'll see how that goes down, man. Can't miss it. I F with Yarde. I'll be surprised if he can come close to beating Beterbiev. Hey, I don't know. When God Shot News was in the building, when Yarde was on deck with his coach. Shout out to Shot News, the Sauce Experience, a.k.a. Showtime. Shot in the building. Salute Captain Chaos in the building. Salute. What's good? Salute to you, brother. Beterbiev will stop Yarde. Won't nothing get in the way of Bivol versus Beterbiev for Undisputed. That's an insane money fight. It is, bro. And you know, we're talking about two fighters that haven't even fought one another. Like, they haven't even fought one another. I'm gonna get to that. But this situation with Israel Adesanya, let's see how it plays out, because if Alex is holding true and he's going to retire, then the UFC, once again, Sean Shelby, he has no problemo to say, you know what, we're going to set something up for the vacant. You know what I'm saying? They did it for Khabib to make a Madoff. You feel me? They did it for him. When Charles Oliveira came in overweight and they stripped him of his title, they still allowed him to fight. Boom, he went in there and won the fight, right? And then they allowed him to compete for the title again against Islam Makhachev. And he lost. He was subbed out in the second. Man, I love how they do matchmaking over there. I love it. They give these people the so many chances, man, to put themselves in title contention, to make a check, to compete. I love it. Another big topic, right? And shout out to Izzy. Shout out to Pereira. Another big topic that you need to pay attention to for those that's been following the sport, right? This is one of those deals where one of your favorite fighters, his era may be coming to an end. You know what I'm saying? Will he be considered one of those guys that the people have seen enough of? His name being the one and only Derek Black Beast Lewis. His record is 26 victories, 10 defeats now. All right? Listen to me now. He has had his moments of being in there with some individuals that are considered top names in the sport. All right? He's been in there with the Travis Brown at the time. You know what I'm saying? He fought Gabriel Gonzaga, right? Roy Nelson, when Roy Nelson had the gut, but he'd goddamn make your ass throw up with that damn hands he got. He said, you busy paying attention to my gut, and I'm goddamn about to make your ass feel what it's like to eat all those Twinkies and ho-hos. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to give you that itis. That's when Roy Nelson was getting it in. He's been in there with Matt Mitrione, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's been in there with some pretty good names. But then he started to increase his competition to the Mark Hunts, a guy who I used to see over there fighting overseas in the kickboxing Grand Prix. Man, dude, it was crazy. He fought Francis Ngannou. And I said this over and over again. When Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou fought, it was absolutely one of the most tedious heavyweight fights that you would ever watch in MMA. That shit was so fucking boring. They were scared to get knocked out, man. They respected each other's power so much that they barely even threw punches. That is ranked number top 2 ever. Ever. In mixed martial arts. Most boringest fights. Then he went against Alexander Volkov. He was behind on this fight, man. And he ended up knocking him out. So I'm thinking, damn, it's a surge, man. This is a motherfucking surge. Derek Lewis is in his shit now. He went in there and faced the man himself, the freak of nature, DC, Daniel Cormier. You know what I'm saying? This fight right here was going to be difficult for Lewis because, you know, DC not only has hands, but he has freakish wrestling ability. Freakish strength. His body composition does not give you the check mark that you're looking for when you say, okay, this dude's in shape. No, he's always been round and pudgy, but he was dump you on your motherfucking head. And he submitted Derek Lewis. Go figure. And, you know, like I mentioned about Anthony Rumble Johnson, shout out and blessings and prayers to his family. He submitted Rumble Johnson via RNC twice. So Derek Lewis loses to Daniel Cormier, so they give him JDS. He goes in there with JDS and gets stopped in the second round. This is a back-to-back loss for Lewis. Back-to-back loss, bro. And then they give him, you know, some other fights, and they give him the competition, right? They give him 3 more fights, and then they give him some competition. They give him Curtis Blade. Curtis Blade is a fighter that's been in there with Francis Ngannou already, right? Francis Ngannou had already beat him, right? So they said, let's put him back in there. He defeat Curtis Blades, a fighter that was trying to build up his career too, just like Lewis. He goes in there with a tough one, Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane was going to be tough regardless. Very solid, well-rounded striker. He stops Derek Lewis ground and pound. He stops him. I mean, we expected that to happen kind of sort of because Ciryl Gane ain't nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? And also, let's highlight his record. Ciryl Gane came into this fight 9-0 as a mixed martial artist. 9-0. So he will fight Chris Daukaus next. And then, Bam Bam, Tai Tuivasa. Now, if you don't know who Tuivasa is, he's one of these guys who has this freaking tradition where he wins and he'll take somebody's shoe right off their sweaty motherfucking paw. You know what I'm saying? It take that goddamn sweaty ass motherfucking Converse, that sweaty Fila, you know what I'm saying? That sweaty Yeezy, shit that's been jumping around, motherfuckers in there, you know, shit just all dirty. He will fill it up with beer and do a shoey. Boom, he would drink the beer out of somebody's shoe. All the freaking toe jam, the motherfucking hair, dirt, lint, dead skin. He would just take that motherfucker and drink the beer out of their shoe. That was his thing. And a lot of people was cool with it, but he himself had to start winning. You know what I'm saying? He himself had to start winning. Like, hey, bro, you got to keep winning. You know what I'm saying? You got to get yourself back on the road and people start taking you serious instead of you drinking beer out their shoe. So he went in there against Derek Lewis. And I'm sitting there, ain't that a, you stopped my boy Black Beast. He goes in there and went punch for punch with Derek Lewis, man, and ended up switching it up and landing some elbows and stops him. Oh, my God. I got mad respect. Even with who he is now, I got mad respect for Derek Lewis. Because during Katrina, you know what I'm saying, during the storm that time, he was out there in this big-ass truck that he's earned fighting in the cage, and he was help people rescue and shit. You know, he was out there helping people. I'll never forget that footage. You know what I'm saying? So he goes in there against Sergey Pavlovich. He loses via punches in round 1. You remember he had Daniel Cormier and Junior Dos Santos, both stoppages, back-to-back losses. They continue to give him fights. They don't put him on the shelf. They continue to give him fights. He has a win here, loss here, win here, and then he had 2 back-to-back losses. So now, his back is up against the wall. He is probably on the block. Not the block just chilling, but that block where they give you your goddamn papers. He has Sergey Spivak that's coming up this weekend on UFC Fight Night. All right. He has Sergey Spivak, who a lot of y'all may not know, not familiar with, but that's coming. Just like boxing, it's a lot of names you don't know that's coming up the bottom rank. But this is a make or break fight for Derek Lewis. Real talk. Real talk. This is the heavyweight division. This is a make or break fight, and it's the main event, y'all. Now look, listen to what I just told y'all. This man, coming off the back-to-back loss and everything, he's main eventing on the UFC fight night. I mean, that's what I love about this. You know, they don't sit up here and punish you and say, nah, we're not going to give you an opportunity to prove that you can come back and redeem yourself. They allow you the opportunity, especially Derek Lewis, man. They feel that he's provided so much to the company. They like him as a person. He's a corporate guy, but he ain't a kiss ass though. And he's going to go in there and try to give you what he give you. But he's main eventing this card, man. It's UFC fight night. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be at the Apex. This is going on this Saturday, November 19th. And the card, I'm going to be honest with you. UFC fight night cards is okay. You just have to follow the sport. You know, you got Andre Filio. It's on there. Chase Sherman. I had the opportunity to talk when he was at BKFC, when he was over there at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Iron Kutabella, very solid fighter. You know, it's just some upcoming fighters, man. But, you know, shout out to Derek Beast Lewis, man. I hope you get that win because you are on the chopping block, buddy. And if you go in there and get stopped, not even talking about you losing. If you go in there and get stopped, bro, it's not going to be good for you. So let's hope he can go in there and get that win and make it happen. Real talk. If y'all in here, hey, hit that like button for me. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. We have 19 likes. Can you get it up to an even 25? You know what I'm saying? 25 or 30, 30, 30, 33, 30, 30, 33, 4, 33, 35, 36. 37. I can't do that auction shit. Anyway. Appreciate that, Shaw News. Some get paid to lose also make for a good story. I don't know about who you referring to in this case. Derek Lewis has no reason to get paid to lose. He's been trying to build himself up to a title shot, a reputable, legitimate title shot. He would have liked to step in there with Stipe Miocic when he was a champion. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's always good to have familiarization with some of the fighters. But the times are changing over there, just like anything. And the great part I like about the UFC is that they allow these fighters to stay in the rotation on the conveyor belt of competition and put them back and forth in the cage, man. I love it because you never get stale. You know what I'm saying? Oh, who we got fighting again? Oh my God. No, you constantly got names. You might have seen those names before, but you get to see them come back. And if their performance is different than what their grade was last time, then you're going to pay attention. You're going to say, oh, shit, so-and-so just lost. But they put them back in there with this person. They used to be a contender that's working themselves back up. Let's see how they fare. I love it, bro. I love it. Now, am I saying that some fighters, you know, receive the orders? Yeah, of course. Some fighters receive the orders. But in mixed martial arts, man, you know, in the scenario I was just using with Derek Lewis, he has no reason to, you know what I'm saying? Look, I look at it like this. Some of these fighters are not having extended fight camps. So their body have to recover, whatever they go about, crowd therapy, whatever the case may be. They have to stay healthy in order for them to step back in the cage and be able to compete at the highest level. And that may be difficult for some, according to what their finances are looking like and according to how much damage they're taking in a sport that allows you to use your entire physical anatomy as a weapon. Seriously. That's what your allowance is. That's what it provides you. So you have to stay healthy, man. Joints, all that. Mr. Pass was good. Toby on deck, man. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more on deck. Peace, brother WCS. Peace, chat. What's good with it, Bruce? The outlaw pugilist in the building. Izzy got arrested. What happened? He just had some contraband. A fan supposedly, allegedly provided him with a gift of some brass knuckles. I don't know if they was custom brass knuckles or whatever. If they had blood on them already from a previous freaking beatdown that happened outside of Madison Square Garden. But he had the brass knuckles on him, on his carry-on luggage, and you just can't do that. So they provided him. It's a Class A misdemeanor, right? So they would provide you the option to dispose of it. Now, you know goddamn well them brass knuckles went in the trash can, or they damn took them. Somebody else has those. Somebody, oh man, this shit, I'm gonna take this, man. Wait a minute, man. Man, this place be crazy. It's cold out there too, man. They think they about to get up and they think I'm gonna lick today. I'm gonna pull out these, plow. Shit. They thought I was goddamn lacking. Shit, I got them knuckles on me. Shoot, appreciate you. Yeah, Iran Barkley, Tommy Hearns. Yeah, talk to him, Captain Chaos, man. For sure. Well, I mean, we had some good fights. We had some good trilogies. But I'm saying, like, do the fans really want to see this? I do. In mixed martial arts, yeah, they would want to see Adesanya Pereira, just like they want to see Usman versus Edwards. They want to see this shit again. You know, we seen Max Holloway. You know what I'm saying? And Alexander Volkanovski. We seen freaking Davidson Figueiredo against Brandon Moreno. They heading into a four fight. They heading into a motherfucking four fight, dog. You know what I'm saying? Man, we seen some damn good trilogies in mixed martial arts. I ain't gonna lie. They would get you the trilogy, bro. Look at the rivalry that DC was. Look how beautiful the matchmaking is in mixed martial arts, especially the UFC, right? Daniel Cormier was 0-2 against John Jones. They allowed him to move up in weight after Cain Velasquez had made it perfectly clear that he was out of the heavyweight division. And Daniel DC said, you know what? I was only fighting at 205 for my good friend, Cain Velasquez. So now I'm moving up. So he moves up and he fights Stipe Miocic, right? And he knocks him out in the first round. What they do? They bring Stipe back. Boom, Stipe stops Daniel Cormier. Now we have a trilogy. Now that's a rivalry. Stipe goes back in there, defeats him again. Who's seen that rivalry? It wasn't all this thought process. Well, you got to go see Dana, and Dana's tough to deal with. And, you know, so-and-so might be ducking, and they don't have the funds for it. Stop it, bro. They make these fights and give you what you want to see. Who would have thought after DC losing that rivalry at 205, he would then move up to heavyweight and end up being a part of a historic role? He not only went up there, y'all, he became a champ. He was still reigning, defending, undisputed champ at 205, dog. They gave him the opportunity to move up to heavyweight and fight Stipe Miocic, and he won. He became champ. And, of course, the first to do it was Conor McGregor. But Daniel Cormier goes down with those list of fighters who was able to successfully pick up 2 belts and reign in 2 different divisions. The only reason he came off the 205 was that John Jones was returning back to that division. And he said, you know what, F that. I ain't fighting him no more. So he vacated his title. That's facts. I agree. He said it's about money and a great dance partner to make history. It's all about the health and well-being of the fighter doing those fights. How quick can they return? What card, can they put them on to make sure they maximize the revenue and the viewership with these fighters fighting on the main event? Everything has to be good, Dana White, Sean Shelby put fights together over there, and they didn't really know what would be the result. And then when they found out the result, they said, hey, we got to get that back to the damn fans again. We got to give it to them again for a rematch. When they give it to them a rematch, oh shit, we had the title chain hand. We need to get back to a trilogy. They have no problem with that. At the flyweight division, we're going to see Brandon Moreno going there against Davison Figueiredo. Man, that shit is fire. Fourth time? That shit is fire, the history between these two. Fire, man, with Figueiredo missing weight. You know, finally earning the championship. Having a history with Moreno. Moreno winning the championship, losing the championship. Man, come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. Having Henry Cejudo in his corner. Man, come on, bro. Teams, boy. Them MMA teams, I'm telling you, they different, bro. Like, hey, it's wild, man. Now we got the shit going on at 155 with Islam. Supposedly he's gonna fight Alexander Volkanovski. We're gonna see how this ride, because Alexander Volkanovski, in my opinion, he reminds me of when I used to rock with Frankie the Answer Edgar, who was knocked out. I hope he never returns, but he has such good boxing, and Frankie was small. Such good boxing and very intuitive wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Just because he was small, he was more compact, he just didn't run in and try to get the takedown right away. He worked on his hands. You know what I'm saying? Alexander Volkanovski, he had some damn good boxing, bro. After Max Holloway went in there against Kevin Kattar, and he said, I'm the best boxer in the UFC. I'm the best boxer in the UFC. He stepped back in there with Volkanovski for a third time. And Volkanovski pieced him up like a freaking old suit, man. He was putting patches all over goddamn Max Holloway. Tat, 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 tat. I felt bad for Max, bro. At that moment, I didn't feel he was blessed. But I did feel that he was getting baptized by Alexander Volkanovski. He was tatting him up all fight. I say, damn, this is over. Please, Max, think about your life. You took a lot of fucking punishment against this guy. So it's done. What about Jermaine Sterling and Petr Yan? Petr Yan was the champion, right? Petr Yan ended up picking up the bantamweight title. He landed an illegal knee. You know what I'm saying? They did Aljamain Sterling. You know, they gave him the Funk Master Special. Didn't put him on the pound for pound list. Didn't give a fuck about what he had going on. Said that he faked the damn fight to pick up the championship belt. Aljamain came back in the rematch and dominated Petr Yan. Dominated him, dog. So he shut them all down. He shut them all down, bro. So now, I'm even curious to know, okay, will they even entertain a trilogy between him and Petr Yan up the road? I don't know, man. I know right now, Sterling is the man at 135. He's the man. He just went up there and defeated TJ Dillashaw, who used to be the man. You know what I'm saying? The same person who tried to drop down to 125 and face Henry Cejudo and was knocked out in the first round. Yeah, and then suspended. Not only that, he took the L, lost his title, and was suspended for 2 years for EPO. Oh, my God, dog. I can't make this shit up, bro. I can't make this shit up. But it's content, right? It's content, right? W says, isn't Marvin Vellateri the Italian dude that popped dirty once and got banned for like 3 years or whatever? If that's the case, that he popped dirty or whatever, I don't know, to be honest. All I know is his position in fighting Israel Adesanya twice. You know what I'm saying, Paz? Like, I don't know if he was suspended, and to be suspended for 3 years is a little bit harsh. John Jones, he's did more than that. And you talking about 3 straight 36 months? No, I don't think it was that long. But like I said, I'm not sure. So I have to do my research on that and look it up. I don't know. And while we're here, let me see. Y'all hit the like button for me. Let me check something out right quick while I'm even on here. One Venator suspended. I'll just take a quick little gander right here. He was suspended for 6 months, bro. He was suspended for 6 months. He said it was reported the veterinarian was suspended for 6 months as he tested positive for artarine, a selective androgen receptor modulator from an out-of-competition test conducted on August 24th, 2018. So you was right. He did get suspended for PEZ, but it wasn't 3 years. When it comes to USADA, that's pretty harsh. You have to do something crazy. Just think about it. 3 years now. Think about all the shit Jarrell Big Baby Miller tested positive for and how long his punishment was. Izzy defeated defending his belt 3 times within 12 months. He was a very active champion. He was, man. And you can't take that away from him, man. Respect to Izzy, bro. Whitaker beats Pereira. I mean, we'll have to see if he even hangs around for that. We don't even know if they even make that fight. You know what I'm saying? Because Whitaker, he may be back in the running. With the matchmaking over there is superb. So I know they're going to give us a really solid fight, man. A really solid fight. Look, here we go. Outlaw. Here we go. Before I even get to it, I mentioned this the other day. They already hyping the hype train. Hamzat beats Pereira. Now, a lot of people believe that Hamzat is the next man. And look. Hey. Sometimes Hamzat, he looks invincible, dog. And sometimes he look invincible. But Gilbert Burns, my guy, Gilbert Burns, man, like he kind of exposed some things about him. Being that he's a BJJ world champion, he wasn't too much worried about that takedown shit. But once again, you're talking about Gilbert Burns, who's improved his boxing. You know what I'm saying? I know his boxing coach. And he exposed some things about Hamzat. But the way he goes in there and have his moments, Zhang Liang, he picked him up like a little kid on the playground and goddamn just walked him over there and dumped him, right? And then for the situation to happen with Kevin Holland, you know what I'm saying? Like Michael Chandler moves up, Tony Ferguson moves up from the co-main event and faces Michael Chandler. And then Kevin Holland and Hamzat Chimaev. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, not Michael Chandler. Not Michael Chandler. Nate Diaz. Wasn't it Nate Diaz who fought Tony Ferguson? Or was it Michael Chandler? But anyway, there's a situation where Hamzat was in the main event. He was several pounds overweight, right? So they shifted opponents. You know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't gonna let him fight that particular opponent he was signed on to. Let me see. Was it Nate? Let me see. I think it was Nate Diaz. So they moved Tony Ferguson from the main event to fight Nate Diaz. And then they moved Hamzat Chimaev to face Kevin Holland. He went in there and just came out the block and ragdolled Kevin Holland and subbed him out. And people was kind of upset about that because he came in so overweight. But now they hyping this man up to step in there against Pereira. Now, the wild part about it is this. Peep this out though, right? The UFC, like I said, is always on board to make the big fights for some people. Hamzat Chimaev, he doesn't have more. I mean, he doesn't have less experience than Pereira, but he's been waiting for his shot. But he kind of fucked it up. He fumbled the bag when he came in overweight. So when Outlaw mentions Hamzat Chimaev fighting Pereira, can he make the weight? Why did he do that? Was it a setup? Was he like, people was complaining so much about him going in there for Diaz's last fight, so they said, fuck that, man. Hell no. No, man, you're trying to play dirty. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to take a penalty, and you're trying to be, extremely overweight and go in there and just destroy Diaz. So they said, fuck it. I don't know if they said, hey, just stop cutting weight. We're going to move you down to the co-main event. And we're going to move freaking Tony Ferguson up here, okay? You're going to go in there and fight Kevin Holland. They made the rearrangement and shit. So the way he did against Kevin Holland, people really calling for him to say, is he going to fight Pereira? I don't know if the UFC is going to award him after him missing weight the way he did against Pereira. And also you have to look at Pereira is saying that he may retire now. So what is that going to do? If Pereira vacates the title, then here comes Khamzat Chimaev possibly and somebody else. That's a whole nother live. Khamzat Chimaev and freaking somebody else fighting for the vacant middleweight title. Oh shit. Look, now people are going to be saying, okay, Izzy, you want to go in there against Khamzat? Let's go. Let's see how you handle that damn pressure, that chest-to-chest pressure, that clinch game on the fence. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to handle that constant pressure of this dude's not worrying about your punching power? He's going to have to show him point blank period. So that might be a possible fight. Khamzat Chimaev, Izzy Adesanya for the vacant. Give him an opportunity to regain his title, just like you see the women. The women always have the opportunity, primarily in the strawweight division. They always have that opportunity. They get beat, they give them an opportunity. Also with the males, you lose, they give you the opportunity to come back. Now, I'm be honest, it's not so much like the females, because you just don't see the men getting knocked out like that in the first round and then getting an immediate title. I mean, it happens every now and then, but it's just not like that. First of all, Izzy ain't fought John Jones, okay? Izzy haven't fought John Jones. Yep, that tradition is called a shoey. Drink beer from a shoe. Yeah. Man, with all the toe jam and everything, I bet that shit good. Popular in Australia and New Zealand, rugby players do it all the time. And them rugby players, that's what I was thinking. Like with Robert Whittaker, he's a rough, tough rugby player. I just thought he'd be too strong, but it's the fight game. It's not rugby. It's the motherfucking fight game, bro. So K-Man said Derek Lewis knocks out Spivak. He's the knockout king. He's due for one. Man, they're going to give him that. Derek Lewis, like, I don't know if you see that video. It was this troll online talking shit about he'll whoop Derek and all that. And Derek said, all right, show up to the gym. You know what I'm saying? And they got into the ring, laced up and everything. And then Derek put a beating on that dude. You know what I'm saying? Not so... somewhat similar to Dennis Douglin. I don't know if y'all seen that video. Dennis Douglin was talking shit to Sean Strickland. You know what I'm saying? Sean Strickland was just in the cage. Sean Strickland was just in the cage with Alex Pereira. So I guess Dennis Douglin was talking shit to him, talking about he ain't shit, he's a bum and all that. And Sean invited him to the gym to lace up. And he was getting the best of Dennis Douglin. It was no MMA rules. It was just straight up boxing. But afterwards, Strickland did give Douglin his credit for being tough. But Douglin was getting touched up in there. But he did give him his credit for being tough, though. He said he's tough because I hit him with some good shots. Y'all can look that up, man. Look that shit up online. Dennis Douglin. I said, that's Mama's boy? What the fuck? What is he doing? He in there with goddamn MMA. MMA guys is hey, you talk that shit online, bro. They invite you to the gym now. I'm not saying boxing don't do it. Some boxers do it, but some like, oh man, you clout chasing. Not with MMA. MMA say, please, you're welcome to my gym. We will have sparring session at 1600 military time. Are you good with that? Yes, show on up. And do you have your gear? If not, we have gear for you. Okay, show on up. They will invite you, and they look mixed martial arts combat. They will greet you at the door. Hey, my friend, how you doing? Good that you can make it. Yes, we're probably starting about. Give you time to warm up. What, about 30 minutes? Is that good with you? Yeah, and you're almost like, something's wrong. I'm getting set up. You are getting set up. They're showing you the discipline, bro. They're giving you the hospitality. Before they put those hands on, they're giving you the hospitality. And even in there, they won't let the fights go to the extreme. They'll let you get your ass beat and teach you a lesson, but not to the point where they feel that it's going to give you some type of serious damage. Lost Art of Boxing, the LAB, on deck Q. What it do? Barkley had Hearn's number. Nothing the hitman could do but take the L. Man, shout out to the Blade, man. Shout out to the hitman, shawty. Them dudes was different. Travis on deck. Dudes was different, man. Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy how they rearranged it, but I like it. You know, he came in like several pounds overweight, not no 2 pounds, several pounds overweight, and they rearranged the card. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Improvision. Still give the fans what they want with the same names, but we're gonna make some switches. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna switch some things up. Hanzat, you're not gonna get your opportunity to be the last fighter for Diaz in the UFC. You came in overweight. I feel that was purposely done. Seriously, I feel it was purposely done. Because Hamzat shot a bird out to the people and was trying to be a villain. Okay. They put him down there with Kevin Holland. Level changed on his ass, got in on the hips, and it was a wrap from there. He ended up subbing him out. But that's going to be interesting in that division. Real talk. It's going to be interesting. Hey, man, just go over there to his social media and tell him that. Leave me out of that motherfucker, dog. Go tell Sean. Sean ain't no motherfucking joke, dog. Sean, man, hey, he'll fight your ass. Shit. He ain't no joke. He might have got knocked out in there against an elite striker like Pereira. But he will entertain. You know what I'm saying? He will entertain the idea of somebody coming over there talking shit. And then, in my opinion, Duggan was the undersized fighter. I recognize him. I recognize his body. I say, man, I think I know this dude. I think I seen him before, man. And sure enough, I said, damn. They said internet troll. But then, if you look in the details, they'll put Dennis Duggan. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what is Dennis Duggan doing over there fighting Sean Strickland? He must have been talking mad shit to this dude. Mad shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? He must have been talking mad shit. UFC showed how you can make a good card, a great card, in my opinion. Seriously, bro. Ring the bell on that. They continue to show up. They continue to let you know that, oh, we have people in place to make these cards into what we believe the fans want to see. Not only that, right? If something happens at the weigh-in and this, that, they quickly have people on standby. Man, they continue to put on these hellified cards. And the boxing fans should understand that. Don't put yourself in a conundrum where you feel that you've basically self-restricting just off the strength of everybody else that's talking. Mixed martial arts is a system that you should watch. Man, it's very, very intuitive when it comes to damn combat sports. You're using multi-striking disciplines, man, with 8 limbs. 8 limbs that is considered legal. You don't have no specific prerequisites on how you delegate them. It's all about your authority, bro. So you can go ahead and do and what you want, however your fighting style. That's the beautiful part about it. You can leave the motherfucking ground. You can spin in the air, spinning heel kicks, question mark kicks, low calf kicks, inside outside kicks, punches, kick combinations. And not only that, after all that brutality with the elbows and everything, then you have to worry about the takedown. Then you have to worry about the wrestling. You know what I'm saying? The offense, defense of wrestling. Then you have to worry about the grappling game. The muddy flats, man. They are absolutely a different problem. Not every fight goes down to the ground, but shout out to the BJJ practitioners, man. Gi, no gi. That system right there is beautiful. I call the mats the muddy flats, because it does get dirty down there. You have teenage kids, right? There's not even 17, not even like 17 years old solid yet. And they're going out here and competing on a level of world championship status in grappling. Like, these are not individuals that's in the gym throwing weight around. They ain't coming in there bulked up. Looking at that system, that grappling system, and you take BJJ and combine it to the mixed martial arts genre of combat sports, it's deadly, bro. Because, you know, according to how brutal the fight is, just like we just seen with Michael Chandler, right? He was all bloodied up. Both of these fighters was going to war with one another. Punches being landed. Skin is split open. I mean, it was sweat, blood, all that shit. And when freaking Dustin Poirier locked in that RNC on Michael Chandler with all that sweat and blood on him, it's just like, damn, somebody pouring some oil in your hand and shit. You say, damn, that shit slippery as fuck. Man, that choke went in nice and easy. It was a wrap. It was deep. And Mike, he tried. He said, damn, I don't even want to tap out, but I don't want to go to sleep either. That shit was motherfucking tight. He ended up getting the tap. That's what it is, bro. We'll see what they have popping. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what they have popping next, because they always keep us going. Let's see what Derek Lewis has this weekend with Spivak. He has to get the job done. The Beast. He's a Texas boy. So he over there in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going for Derek Lewis. You know, just off the strength. I think he's halfway. I think he's gone. I think Spivak. This is the opportunity to put Derek Lewis on his win column. You know what I'm saying? This is his opportunity. So don't squander that shit. Real talk. Don't squander it. Take full advantage of it. So let's get to some boxing shit, right? Listen, if Montana Love believed he was robbed, well, goddamn, make the fight over again. If you believe you was robbed and you feel like, oh, the fight, you split me open. What if Artur Beterbiev was to do that? When Marcus Brown used his infamous trajectory with the forehead tap split, top of damn combat strike. What if freaking Badu Jack would have lost his wits like Montana Love and gave you the Rock Newman and Riddick Bowe effect when fighters being, going over the top rope? I don't get it, bro. You know damn well that fighter was giving you the business, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was a rough, tough dude. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He was a rough, tough dude for you there, Love. If you got something to say about it, all you have to do is go back and get a rematch. That is it. That's all you have to do, man. That's all you have to do. And not to mention, wasn't that shit in his backyard? You know what I'm saying? Who was fighting? A guy named Steve Spark? Bro, just ask for a rematch. That's all I'm saying. Ask for a freaking rematch. From what I hear, right? Once again, The hocus pocus of boxing, I say it all the time. You do not know who's what when and who's doing this. Wasn't Tim Tszyu supposed to fight Jermell Charlo next? It's hard for me to speak about the fights that keep falling out. That's not happening when it comes to the PBC, right? So wasn't Tim Tszyu supposed to fight Jermell Charlo next? But now he's thinking about fighting who again? Who is he fighting? He's talking about fighting who again? In preparation of. Why aren't we seeing the Charlos come back? Why aren't we seeing the big name fighters come back and make this shit happen? Why, bro? Why are we not seeing these fights being made? Hey, I guess it's just too much going on over there, man. They want to put everything on Canelo Alvarez. They just want to continue to put all the entire motherfucking drum of money. They deliver money in drums to Canelo. They just want to put all that in Canelo. I'm just curious to who's going to be the next two sacrificial lambs in that deal. You know what I'm saying? Are they going to have him a multi-fight deal where they assign him the names? Are they going to have him do a multi-fight deal, if it indeed is true, where he just have a certain fights for this amount of money? I'm thinking with Al Heyman, they're going to designate who he fights. You know what I'm saying? So, this is the crazy part about the situation between Tim Tszyu and Jermell Charlo. Is that sometimes your opponent, I don't know. I don't know how to put the hocus pocus deal into a play. Real talk. I don't know what this is about. They go get people, certain sparring partners that's supposed to be decent fighters. They have to go get that work with those individuals to prepare. So people will look at Jermell Charlo stopping Brian Castano. But yet I'm reading this article for Tim Tszyu. He say, if I get Terrell for sparring, that would be incredible, Tszyu told the Herald. He's got great defense, great experience, great timing. He's aware of all the punches and had great skill. I think Brian Castano used him for the Charlo fight, so that would be perfect. This is what I'm talking about, the hocus pocus shit. I like it when fighters are sitting up here trying to play chess. And look, you're looking at Terrell Gausha, right? The same one who knocked out Jamonte Clark, right? It totally shocked me because Jamonte's cool people to me. But cool don't have, like again, it don't have nothing to do with it, but I didn't see that coming. So he takes his fight with Terrell Gausha. And he was told, you know, in the boxing community behind the scenes, that Castano used Terrell Gausha in his fight with Charlo. So Tim Tszyu is trying to hire the services of Terrell Gausha, hopefully, to come over there and get that work. Not the work to a point where he's trying to prove something, because they already fought. He want him to come in there so he can get that sparring to sharpen his blades before he step in there with Jermell Charlo. But nobody's talking about that fight. Nobody's fucking talking about this fight, man. You know what I'm saying? But Tszyu learned something in that Gausha fight. He learned something. He sure enough did. He learned something. He was giving Gausha his props and all that. He was giving Gausha his props and all that shit, bro. As I put out last night, and I see that certain people ran with it, I don't care. I don't care who ran with it, but I put it out there about Hector Garcia potentially being the next opponent for Gervonta Davis. You know what I'm saying? That might be the case, but it's still some construction going on behind the scene with fights trying to be made. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you before, Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis is not going down in the DMV. And I don't think they're going to give Gary Antoine Russell a shot at Gervonta Davis in the DMV if he chooses to move down from 140. I like his mentality, though. I definitely like his behavior, or his energy rather, to say, yeah, I'll take on Gervonta Davis at a lower weight. I'll do it. Especially in the DMV. Yeah, I'll do it. But I don't think that fight is going to happen for various reasons. You know what I'm saying? But I heard that Hector Garcia may be next. Ryan Garcia fight isn't totally off the table now. It's not totally off the table. There's some construction that's going on behind the scene. And if indeed this fight is able to come to some better meeting of the minds, then you might see that fight outside of DC somewhere else. It's not going to be down here in the A. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I was looking forward to that fight being down here in December, but he has court. I was disappointed, bro. Real talk, I was disappointed. Oh, I was so disappointed. Let me get you up out of here. The bots. He said UFC showed you can make a good card and great card in my opinion. Troll channel in here. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get back. I don't know what's going on when it comes to the Haney Lomachenko situation now. I hear different type of vibes popping off about this. Like, it's almost like a curse. It's almost like an ominous curse with Haney, with Devin Haney. This is why I say that. It's because it's almost like he's getting the same type of backlash or resistance or criticism when he had the title before he stepped in there with Cambozo, right? He goes in there and fight in the backyard of Cambozo in Australia for the Aussie double, and he beats him twice. That should automatically be respect, but that's not the case. He ended up getting off the ring, and they say, okay, send it in the mail to us and all this other shit that's going on. Then we're talking about a guy who's leveling out the scales, not missing weight. He's making 135 pounds. But then he gets into the ring with Lomachenko, who just finished fighting. And instead of the people saying, oh, we can't wait to see this fight. Now listen, I'm trying to explain some shit, bro. Because this shit, it gets you a little dumbfounded. It gets you a little loopy. When you're thinking some of the shit should be automatic, but it ain't. He's making 135 pounds like Lomachenko. And Lomachenko comes out his mouth and talk about, oh, Haney heavyweight. He heavyweight. I know fight heavyweight. I fight lightweight. Oh, what you have going on over there, Bill? He look like he 200. What's going on, Bill? You feed him bison meat? Oh, over here we don't eat bison meat. We eat filet, very fine protein, selective cut. We stay on weight. I'm saying, damn, Lomachenko, you high tech, right? But you're making excuses like you regular, like you low grade. You know what I'm saying? Like you on some ghetto shit. Like you getting some gas in a gas can, mid grade, and then you diluting it with water. You shaking that motherfucker up and putting it in your gas tank. You don't seem like you high tech no more. It seems like you're full of excuses. Then we have to remember what Lomachenko said following the Teofimo loss. He felt that the judges was paid off, and then his shoulder was hurting. Now he sees Devin Haney in the ring, and he goes up here, slick. What is this about, bro? Like, all of a sudden he's so big? Bro, if he comes to the damn weigh-ins, and you want to fight, like, come on, Lomachenko, you got to step up, bro. If he comes to the scales and make 135, he is in your weight class. You come to the scales and balance 135. Well, 134, 3/4, 134, whatever the case, 135 even. You balance the scales. It's a fight between two lightweights. You being a former champion and Haney being the current reign defending. What's the motherfucking problem? Stop making fucking excuses. Stop trying to damn sway the crowd, sway the audience to say, Oh man, he's just too big. Look at him. My God, my shoulder's hurting right now looking at him. Man, get the fuck out of here, dog. Man, like, damn, you make up all the excuses in the world, dog. I just feel that he's not even getting the respect for even having the titles, because people are still looking for him to step in and face somebody. It's funny how Camboza can get all that damn credit for defeating Tio, but Devin is not getting the credit he's supposed to get by defeating Cambozo twice. I get it. The hocus pocus of boxing. I get the shit. I get it. I get it, bro. Haney peers always switch up when they're face to face with him. Yeah, pretty much. You gotta call it for what it is, man. You know, everybody want to damn big up. Oh man, Lomachenko, that's gonna be a tough fight. You know, he can't beat that. This, that. And Lomachenko's already making excuses about size. Dude, we already know you small. But when it comes to the motherfucking scales, homie, you understand that he makes weight regardless of the way he look. It's a fight. It's a fight. That's all. That's all I'm saying. It's a fight, bro. It's a fight. I seen a video the other day where a person was talking about that Terrence Crawford had mentioned that he pretty much exposed BOK for potentially taking a loss in this upcoming fight card December. And listen, when it comes down to the numbers, I really don't care about it. That's up to the people that's really at the table. But what if they take a loss? What if they take a loss, but yet they can successfully put on a card and the pay-per-views and the tickets and everything else sells the way it's supposed to, right? Of course, there's going to be criticism with the pay-per-view being $39.99. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's going to be criticism as far as how many pay-per-views. Because some people just want to stay all mad and angry and agitated of not giving any credit to BOK. But this person did a video as if Crawford exposed something. Let me tell you, on the situation where we have people that's thinking that a fighter has let out information that don't supposed to be out there. It doesn't matter what he said. If he's saying that they may take a loss and they may not do his best, then so be it. He's being clear. Look, he's being open-minded about it. Unlike some of you other people that's on here talking about this situation, he's being open-minded about this situation. Say, I cannot prognosticate how the numbers are going to be, but since they just starting off, this might be a little bit bumpy for him. I'm going to be on that bumpy ride with him, but it may be a little bumpy, especially they starting with me and over in Omaha, and that's the way I see it. What's wrong with him saying that shit? What's wrong with Terrence Crawford speaking his mind? You know what I'm saying? I mean, why are people making videos about he exposed BLK Prime losing money for this fight? Who cares, dog? Who cares if they lose money? Look at the production. It was very limited production. But you know who's done, you know who's been out here promoting it? You know who's been out here promoting it? We seen Terrence out here promoting it. We seen him out here more than David. The Zone Boxing, The Good Fight with Kate Abdul, Max Kellerman, and several other shows. He's been out here promoting. He's been out here doing the interviews. So I'm saying to myself, like, you was complaining that he don't fuck with media. He don't come out enough and say. But now he's at a point where let me get out here outside of my comfort zone and talk to these people. And he did it. He went out here and he promoted the fight as much as possible. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be some more promo that he puts out there. So we got to credit him for being the top name, the elite fighter on the card, the biggest name. and he making his rounds with these damn mainstream media outlets, right? I mean, that's cool shit. You got to show respect, bro. We'll see how that play out. Hold on for a second. All right. So, I also have to mention this, right? We're gonna see in a little bit. December 10th is damn near 3 weeks out. You know what I'm saying? It's damn near 3 weeks out. So we're gonna see how that play out. For everyone that's wishing and praying, you know, that there's a cloud of unfortunate circumstances that you want to occur, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop that. But we'll see in 3 weeks how this plays out. You know, so just keep your ear to the street and see how this shit plays out. I want to touch on Teofimo Lopez comments with Fight Hype, right? T.O., man, that's one of my fighters I support heavy. I like him. I like his entertainment value as a fighter. Since the time I knew him, yeah, you know, like everybody else, he's definitely changed. Hey, I don't blame him, man. You know, he's getting older. He's won the belts. He talking shit damn near about anything and everything. All right? But he made a comment saying that Terrence Crawford fucked up the bag. You know, like Terrence kind of fucked up because he has too much ego. You know, he's too much pride. And I think pretty much T.O. is talking about a man going in here and doing the same thing he did. Now, listen, I can't make this shit up, bro. They can say what the hell they want about WCS or whatever the case may be. But don't get it twisted that if I choose to take time out to talk about certain things, that I still is not paying attention to my craft, right? Teofimo Lopez has said this shit. He said, Terrence Crawford fucked up because, you know, he's letting his pride get in the way. But what I see Terrence Crawford doing is properly negotiating his worth in one of the biggest fights in boxing, right? Peep this out now. Everybody has their moment, Teofimo. Just like you had your moment. If you're going to criticize Terrence Crawford, you have to also reflect back when you made the opportunity and you chose to damn advocate and change levels too. That you said, oh, well, I'm worth more than this right here. I'm going to damn stand my motherfucking ground. What happened? Teofimo went up there and negotiated his Lomachenko fight. What people sitting up here, oh, Teofimo fucking up. Oh, he's from the bag. His pride is in the way. Yeah, your pride was the same place that Crawford's pride is right now. You chose to negotiate that Lomachenko fight for more money, just like Crawford's coming in here with a fight that's bigger. Y'all fight was on TV. But we're talking about a potentially bigger fight. And you don't want this man to negotiate his worth, even though people are just trying to shut it down and denigrate it. They're trying to denounce it, provide it with no substance at all, and that's not true. This is one of the biggest matchups people want to see. But yet when you did it with Lomachenko, who was on the pound for pound list, you said, you know what, I can get more money for this. I'm going to stand my ground. Fuck it. All right, I'm going to do what I got to do. Not only that, T.O., you did it for the next fight, too. You made this shit go to purse bid, bro. You made your fight with you and George Cambozo go to purse bid. So what were you doing? Well, did you tell yourself, oh man, my ego, man, I'm fumbling the bag? No, you went on and did it because you wanted to set a standard. You say, you know what, I'm better than this. I'm gonna start off early. I'm just gonna set the bar right here, right now. Period. I'm not gonna wait. See, Crawford, a little later in his career, it's not like he's setting the bar right now for the first time. No, he was getting guarantee money over there, so he set the bar previously. You know what I'm saying? He was smart in what he was doing. It just didn't get recognition like what you did against Lomachenko when people was like, oh, the fight could potentially be called off because Teofimo wants more money. So it's freaking Crawford's fucking up because he wants his worth. Not necessarily more money. He wants what he's worth. So he goes in there and negotiate that shit. Period. What's wrong with that? All I'm gonna say, well, I can't say all of them, but Loma and Ryan sure as hell do. Toby said Team Loma already got the franchise title, so he didn't have to face Devin. He did. You know, but Devin, like I always say, Toby, I have to repeat this. If you're going to say he didn't have to, you're right. He didn't have to. But if people want to say it was a duck move, no. It wasn't a duck move because he didn't have a title eliminator in that failed WBC freaking tournament. All right? He fought for an interim. So blame the powers that be that wanted to see Lomachenko fight Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo them received the word. Haney them decided to stay at WBC. They decided to stay there because arrangements and everything else that went on, they don't feel like getting into. But Lomachenko didn't have no promissory note from Team Haney saying he was up next. You know what I'm saying? That they owed him something. They planned that accordingly. Mauricio Suleiman planned that fight because they wanted to see Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, and that's what they did. That's what they did. They elevated him to franchise, and then they made the fight with Tio after Tio defeated Masayoshi Nakatani. You know what I'm saying? And then he went in there for fight Richard Comey. Once he got that damn championship belt, that one lone IBF title, everything was in place. Everything was in place. That wouldn't be surprising if that was the case. Most new business don't see profits their first year. It takes a while to make back the initial startup investment. Hey man, that's true words right there. We expect BOK Prime, who is attempting to provide their services on a big level, on a huge platform, and with a big name like Terrence Crawford for the first time, and everything's supposed to be gravy. It's supposed to be silky. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to run as smooth as the other neighboring promotions. No. And plus, people need to understand BLK is not a promotion. It's not a promotion. Just like PBC isn't a promotion. Top Rank is a promotion. Golden Boy is a promotion. You know what I'm saying? But we have to see trial and error how things play out in this scenario in December 10th. We have to see how it plays out, bro. We have to see what the numbers are looking like. Shout out to the boxing section, TBS Kyle on deck. What they do? What they do? But that's all I got for this right here. You know what I'm saying? Once again, thanks to everybody who pulled up as always, man. Hit the like button on your way out. Continue to support the channel. Much appreciated. I will be back on here a little later, as always. And, turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. I'm out.